Well, before you got to basketball and helping the kids and everything out and peers, what was you doing before that?
Uh, Promoting parties. I was considered one of the top promoters in the Midwest for years. I started out promoting parties. Um, Man, it kind of fell into it. I played basketball. I'm from a basketball family, so I always played basketball. The promoting, I kind of fell into it. My best friend ended up getting drafted when we was 19, Antoine Walker, and then from there I went to Boston with him. And while I was in Boston, we hung out. We hung out. We played basketball. Helping with the basketball piece.
Hmm.
But then I started seeing a nightlife piece. And then when I got to, when I was in Boston, I met a lot of people and they was telling me about events. And then one of our good friends from Chicago came up there, Dennis Smith, and from there he was doing a nightclub in Chicago, and he, kind of showed me the ropes up in Boston on how to get started. And from there, I never looked back.
What's some of the clubs and areas you was doing clubs at?
Uh, in Boston, I was downtown, but then when I came back to Chicago,
Hmm.
that's when I connected with a guy by the name of Corey Bradford, John Monopoly, Stephen Leake, Happy, Don C. Connected with those guys, and they kind of showed me the ropes on how the Chicago nightlife should go. So, been doing that, and I was, had a great time doing it with those guys.
What were some of the nightclubs that you were affiliated with?
Um, Man, any nightclub in Chicago, we probably didn't touch.
I
The most
just
infamous nightclub was Buzz. Buzz on Tuesday. Buzz
Yeah,
on
Buzz on
Tuesday
Tuesday was
was
crazy.
ridiculous.
Most
That-
definitely.
I was 16, man, sneaking in that joint, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Buzz was just one of them from Jay Z to Allen Iverson to Justin Timberlake. I mean, the who's then came through the Buzz.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. How did that hustle shape the businessman and the leader that you are today?
How did that?
Starting off in that industry, man.
Oh, starting off in that industry, I had to turn business quick. I think, from starting to Boston and coming back to Chicago, whatever I did, I always wanted to be the best. So um, back then I used to read books on Russell Simmons, and then when I read the Russell Simmons book where he went from promoting to this big time music executive, I started looking at it from a business standpoint. Walking away from Boston, my first party was $5,000, and I said, okay, I got to quickly turn this into a business, because I was thinking, um, if I can make 5,000 on one party and I'm just getting started, sky's the limit. What can I do if I put more into it? So, it quickly then, after my first event, it turned to a business. Then when I connected back in Chicago with, business people who was successful, when I say like Don C and John and Corey Bradford and Spencer and Stephen Lee, them guys was already doing business. They was treating it like a business, the party side of it. So I learned quick from them, because I was a young one out the crew. So I learned quick from them.
Shout out to all those Chicagoans, real pillars that he named too. We would love to have y'all come sit down with us.